Bonjour, bonsoir, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ETINCELLE. My name is GRACIA SUSUZANDE, and I'm so happy to have you back on the show. You know, I miss you so much from the last week till all the week, really, that's just passed by. Every single time that I leave the screen, I miss you because it's my way to communicate with you. It's my way to reach out to you. It's my way to really express, you know, myself, but also the guests who are coming on the show towards you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do connect yourself. Make sure that you tell a friend to connect themselves. Remember, it's not just about you listening, but it's also about you putting it in practice. Whatever you feel like, hey, this is important for me, take it on board, write it down if you need to, and put it on practice. So we are going to start just in a minute, but just to remind you that just in case that you missed a last show, make sure that you can, you know, tune on to my page, gracia.s space sucre d'or, right, to see all the activities that I do, especially ETINCELLE, in case if you do miss. And so last week we had the amazing guest, Randy Capson. You know, he's such an amazing host. He just does that. You know, the actalaku. You know, the Congolese, like, he's just amazing. But hey, and we spoke about meet me halfway, and he put his heart out there. He expressed himself and gave his opinion when it comes to that, and so much more. So if you're interested, we need to know of what he spoke about. Do just what I just said. Go on my YouTube page, subscribe, like, comment, leave your comment, because they're very, very necessary and really important to us to know how to move forward. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna give you that short little break. Don't go anywhere so we can discuss today's theme. It's gonna be very interesting. See you in a minute. are definitely back, and that is to speak, to impact, to touch someone's soul tonight. And I hope that you are connected for the better, right? Connected for the better. So today we are going to speak about something that is mandatory. We cannot go without it. I mean, in the world that we live in, it is essential. And I hope this title will bring light into your life, into the way you think, into just the way you live your everyday life. And the title of today is hospitality. Yeah, hospitality. And I like it. I like the fact that it's hospitality, because it's a word that not everyone, we don't use it quite often, but it is still there. It's still very much there. It comes to enlighten, it comes to speak volume really about so many things. And it's just about doing good to someone, to somebody. All right, tonight we said it is important to define really what does it really mean, hospitality. We do practice it, but sometimes we don't know even what it really means. So let me define it for you. So it's a friendly and generous reception and entertainment of guests, right? Visitors or strangers, people that we do, that come, people who do come to visit you at home, and so on. That is how it's defined, but you can go further on. Hospitality is not just about people that you receive at home, but it's also the good thing that you do to people, even like just to strangers, whether it's in the street, whether it's just at work, regardless where it's, you say call a home. Like home for you is probably work. Home for you is probably, I don't know, it's in your hometown. Home for you could mean so many things. And this is what I need you to understand. It's important to do simply a good and generous gesture to somebody. So not just to yourself. You can be hospitable towards yourself, but practicing hospitality towards others is also an amazing thing to do. And then this is what we need in this generation. 21st century is a time where generosity, hospitality need to be practiced, need to be said, need to be expressed in so many levels. We also said that it is also people welcoming, in their homes, as we said, but also we find hospitality in specific places. So you probably go to where you love to dine into it. Restaurants, we can say corner shops, we can say, private places, wherever you want it, you feel like it's like, a place to welcome people. That's where also hospitality is practiced. And the world has taken to the next generation into wanting to make money out of it. So this is where obviously you find restaurants, but also hotels. Hotels are places where we do practice hospitality a lot, because this is really a place whereby you welcome people from everywhere across the nations. It could be, I don't know, Haiti, it could be Ivory Coast, it could be just Congo Kinshasa, it could be just, China, Japan, name it. Regardless where you find yourself, you fly from one place to the other, and because you don't have probably a place where to stay, you go to a hotel. In a hotel, the people who works at a hotel need to practice hospitality towards you, because they are the one welcoming you. They want you to feel at home. They want you to feel comfortable. They want you to feel at ease at all time, for the whole time that you are going to be spending your time there. Right? That is basically what it is. So I need you to understand hospitality. What is it really? You can come across as like, you can ask yourself, can hospitality be, being trained? Well, it can be, but there's also like skills for it, right? Like, and is when it comes to like, what's it called? Someone who comes to your house, for example, and you make their bed simply because you feel like it in the morning, that is you showing hospitality towards people, towards that person. And this is often done, with the cleaners, They come and clean. They come and make sure that they pay attention to details. They're making sure that everything is done properly. In events where you go, you find everything so beautiful, beautifully done, beautifully placed. There were people who were there to practice hospitality when it comes to materials. But after that, you have all this, all those guests, all those ushers that come to welcome you, maybe escort you to your place, escort you to where you're supposed to be seated, or just all these things are still signs of hospitality, right? Serving stuff, all these are really people who have to practice it. Without it, I mean, you can come to a place, but unfortunately, you won't stay. You won't stay. Why? Because it's just, you won't feel comfortable. Simply, you won't feel comfortable. Anyway, so before we go even more in details, please stay connected. We're coming back in just a short time. All right, as we said, we spoke about, hospitality, but let's continue deeper because there are examples of hospitality. Me taking care of you guys or anticipating the needs, right? We say, like, for example, making the bed, and I just mentioned it earlier. It's really important to just, you think at that person's place, like, without that person even asking you for anything. Maybe you're going down the stairs when it comes to like the underground, and you're directing yourself towards an exit, and there is this lady who has a buggy with the baby in it but don't know how to come down. So spontaneously you just go towards them and trying to help them to come down the stairs or to go up the stairs, regardless where this is still showing hospitality towards a person, and that is something really, really mandatory. And I like that because it says so much about a person, right? It says so much about a person. What I also wanted to mention is that hospitality is something that that a lot of people do neglect because they just feel like, I don't know, maybe because it's something that is within them. Maybe they haven't been taught how to be hospitable towards someone. And these are the kind of things that parents need to pay attention to, whether the teachers, when they are at school and, you're around all these children, you're all around those, these people, or even your children, if you cannot show them hospitality, then it's going to be unlikely that they are going to show hospitality towards another person. They won't be able to share probably their sandwich when one of their friends is absolutely hungry. They won't be able to just be kind to another person because they can't seem to see it from you. And this is why it's important to practice it. If you don't do that at home, please do manifest that. Please do show love, show kindness, show how you appreciate, the people with whom you live with. Show appreciation with the people that you work with. Because at the end of the day, if you can't seem to show that, they won't be able to show that back towards you, and you will be complaining, say, oh, I've been here for 1 year and somehow these people cannot seem to do, you cannot seem to show me any affection or any kindness. But sometimes it has to start from you. I like the music, the song of Michael Jackson, who says, Like, we need to look at the man in the mirror. The man in the mirror is not another person than yourself. The man in the mirror, it cannot be your auntie or anybody else. It's you, that you are staring at this image which is bouncing back towards you. So it means it begins with you. The goodness that you need to do to another person begins with you. I have this lady, and her name is Anna Dolce. Anna Dolce, if I can have the image. This lady is absolutely amazing. I just came across of her in this amazing platform where she was expressing herself. And so I had to take time to really write down things that she was expressing, because it was towards hospitality. And she made the difference between service and hospitality, right? Service and hospitality, there's a massive difference between them two. And you can come across someone maybe in a restaurant or regardless of where you go, and you see this person really, really serving you and giving the attention to you. But the thing is, this person will just be doing the regular things that she does every single day. Basically, it's her job. It's her job to welcome you at the door. It's her job to, to escort you to your chair, to your table. It's her duty or his duty to ask you what you're going to eat, to ask you what you're going to, what have you chosen to eat. All these things, like, it's just the regular thing. That is her duty. That is her job role, the customer service. And she said something that was very interesting, and that was hospitality is a spirit, but serving people is just something that you need to do, and which is true. But I'm trying to understand that hospitality is a spirit. What does she really wanted to say in terms of, like, why? Because at the end of the day, it's like she gets all the she gets all the service from people, regardless where she goes, whether it's just in this hotel or wherever it is. But she said, hospitality is the spirit. And then she gave an example of this lady called Trudy. I believe that's Trudy. If not, very excused. And she said how she went to this place of holiday, and this lady came. She left her place and came to welcome her, but the way she welcomed her was different from others. The way she welcomed her was not like all her other colleagues. It was just about her spirit. It's the way she did it, the way she expressed her joy of welcoming Anna in this holiday place. And the whole time that Anna Dolce stayed there, she felt like she was at home. She felt like this is the place where I'm supposed to be. She felt home, and she was not the only one to be feeling this way. Every single one of them felt like they were in someone's, not just someone, but in Trudy's living room, quote. That's what she mentioned. And so the final day where she was supposed to leave the hotel, she felt some type of way. Her heart really broke into pieces. She had, tears in her eye, and she just felt so emotional because she didn't want to leave somehow. She felt kind of attached to this person who welcomed her with all her heart. And that is what she said, like, hospitality is not a service. Is really the spirit, is who you are, is that energy within you. And I feel like this is something that we need to be doing, in our daily life. Why is it not possible for you to express hospitality in such a way towards your neighbor, or towards just someone that you really, really care about? We live in a generation where so many people are stingy. I mean, stingy for the most little things. Stingy about themselves, stingy the way they think, stingy because they make your money and they do whatever they want to do, and then they exposing their body, exposing things that shouldn't expose because of money. You know, because they have a goal and need to go somewhere, so they don't really care of who is watching or what is saying what. They're keeping their money for themselves, but you don't know who possibly needs that £1 or that $1 that, you know, that is hidden in your pocket. You don't know, and this is what I find it really frustrating. Think about somebody else than yourself. Is it possible? Is it not possible? Can it be done? Of course it can be done. And this is why ETINCELLE is coming to show you, to tell you that you are able to do so. You can express yourself in so many ways. You know, we have so much clothing in our homes, food that we buy daily. I mean, clothing that you wear probably once a month. There's some clothing that you have never worn before. Never, ever. You know, but you keep on buying bags that you barely have touched, but somehow you just feel like, no, I need to buy another one. But you can't even give one to your sister. You just felt some type of way about it. Why is it so difficult for you to break that barrier? Someone needs your help. Someone needs your affection. Someone needs your ear. You know, and it's really, really important to understand that. I like what she said. She says hospitality is found in the smallest moment. I believe it's because of how she felt when she went into that holiday place, in a hotel, finding this lady who showed her how much she cared, even though she didn't know her. She didn't know who Anna was. But she cared so much in the smallest details, and that is something that I really, really has touched her. She went away with so much memories, and that is what we need to be creating every single day in our life. What's the point of living if you cannot create memories? Memories with the people that you meet, memories with the people that you come across, you know, memories with the people you work with. Memories with your children. How many of you parents really do build memories with your children? Vice versa. How many times do you really spend, you know, calling your mom or calling your dad? I don't know. How many times do you pay attention even to listen? Sometimes the smallest thing is the most crucial, the most important thing. If you were someone who always speaks, and it's good to speak, it's good to communicate, but have you got to the point of even listening? Sometimes hospitality is also found in listening to someone. Because by listening to someone, that's when you will know what a person needs. And that's how you'll be able to come and help this person. If you can just think of yourself or what the person needs, sometimes, yes, it's good, but you may miss of really what this person needs the most, you know. She says hospitality is nothing more than acknowledging each other's humanity. Hospitality is nothing more than acknowledging each other's humanity. And that's when really I'm going to transition to something else that it came across, you know, my thoughts, and I gathered so much images for you to see, really, and just to make you understand also humanity, you know, those beautiful pictures of hearts and the people holding together, you know, it shows so much that we are one, that we are together regardless of the race, regardless of your background, regardless of what is happening. And if we can find those images in order to really to show that humanity it really goes beyond of what you see. Because at the end of the day, if we need to slice you right now, in two, in one, in regardless how many pieces, what comes out of it is blood. And blood, there's only one, there's only one color when it comes to blood. It's red. Regardless the race, regardless the gender, regardless the background, regardless where you're coming from, whether it's just Australia or wherever it is the blood is going to be red. It's not going to be a different color. It's not going to be blue. Because if you're blue, I don't know, we need to double check really who you are. You know, all these pictures that is, you know, shown right now on the screen, once again, it's just to show that regardless whether you're blue or white or black or purple, it doesn't really matter, because what matters the most is the bound that we can create that is beyond the eyes, beyond of what we see, beyond of what we see. And this is why I really like this topic of, you know, hospitality, because you can show hospitality to any kind of nation. You can be black, but you can show it to someone who's white. You can show it to, you know, to someone, if you are purple, you can show it to someone who is red. It doesn't really matter. And this is what, I like this picture that is shown right now. If we can hold on to this one. It says, seeking human kindness. Is it something that we really do in our daily life? Showing kindness to human beings. You know, there's so many people across the nation, across the world, who keeps on screaming. And sometimes after screaming, they can't even scream no more, because now the voice is gone. All they have is pancards, it's those boards, and they need to find a pen to write it down and to show you, hey, I need your kindness. And if you can't give it to me, then who else will? You know, who else is going to help me if you don't help me? You know, and this is why I like the gesture of Rihanna. And this lady is absolutely amazing. Honestly amazing, because she's just not just someone comes from Barbados and someone who loves music, someone who has, you know, she's just not someone who grew up with a golden spoon, but she's somebody who has gone through a lot from a young age, from a parent, a dad who used to be so abusive towards their mom, you know, in the household. And she has witnessed so much abuse, so much things that has really shaped her and really hurt her. She's probably carrying so much wound in her, but this hasn't stopped her to still go through her, to go through her dream. She wanted to make it in order to give back. And there are images of her and in places where she has shown so much kindness to the world, to not just the black people, she has just gone beyond, and she used what she has. How many people use what they have? How many people use what they have in order to give back? You have clothing, for example. You have food in your household. You have so much gift that is within you. I mean, how difficult can it be really for you to express yourself in so many levels, just with what you have in your garage, what you have in your hands? We are so gifted. The world is gifted with so many things, but still you're keeping it for yourself. Why? You know, and that is the question that I really need you to answer. Why are you keeping this for yourself? Why? You can use it to change the world with what you have, change the future with what you have. We are called to give back. We are called to do good, to show hospitality at all time, at all means. You know, going to university is good, but doing good to someone that you meet at your university is even greater, you know. Doing things that no one has ever for you could do. Surpass yourself. I mean, go further on, push yourself, you know, and this is what I really want you to do. You live, but you won't live forever. You won't live forever. There will be a time where you will go. You will leave this earth. But what are you leaving behind you? What kind of legacy are you leaving behind you? There are people, you know, who have given themselves for years, and some people have given their life for others, you know. But it doesn't mean that you need to do the same thing. But what else can you do? Else can you do? There are people who are millionaires, and then still, when it comes to, you know, they can't even seem to go beyond and trying to find a country where there is no water in order to give water. They are so focused on just building franchise or another franchise, which is not bad, which is great, amazing. You cannot stop when you already started. But look around you. How can you help with what you have? Someone told me that the more you keep for yourself, the poorer you will become. Because wealth is not just about just keeping what you have or keeping what you are gaining, but it's about giving back. The more you give back, the more you're giving, you know, to the right places, giving, the more you are receiving. There's more goodness in giving than just receiving. I found this picture of the princess, Kate, and then she's just lovely. Let's just say that. She has not always been a princess, you know, and she's an artist, comes from, you know, an African background. Her mom is African, and then she grew up in a place where it was not always easy, but somehow, you know, she's finding herself today next to someone who truly loves her, but someone who's also, you know, from the royal family, Prince Harry. But the gesture of giving, the gesture of doing good to others, that it didn't just started then. It started since a long time. You know, she does so much to the world, you know, to the African nation, to other nations too. And then she doesn't look at, no, she looks at what she has. She gives with what she has. It's really, really important to understand that. That is very, very, very important to understand that. I'm just going to give you a short little break. Coming back to you in a minute to enlighten you the benefits of giving, because there are benefits, but you just need to know. Sometimes we don't know, but there are benefits into it. So coming back to you just in a second. We are back. Thank you so much for still tuning in. I just said something else. But hey, thank you so much for staying and for tuning in, for all the views. Honestly, I'm so amazed by how much you are connected. Please continue to share, tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, so we're moving on, and we're saying that human being, oh wow, humanity. I wanted to define what humanity simply means. Humanity means human being collective. It's a collective human being. So many of you, us around the world, we form humanity. A quality or a stage of being kind to others or even to animals. Well, that's what I found as definition. But you can define it however you want in those terms. Trying to understand it in a way where we're all together. Right, we're all together. And I said also that it's important to give. You know, whatever you have is important to give because it comes back to you. But it comes back to you in so many ways. There is something that I wrote on my paper, and I said, strangers are also people we meet every day on our way. I believe I mentioned it earlier at the beginning. You can work on that. You can meet them at work. You can meet them, you know, when you go to practice. You can meet them when you're going abroad, school. You know, a relaxing day where you just go in a park, you know, to jog a little bit. I don't know, even just have an ice cream. You can meet, you know, people in need in so many places, and especially if you look for them. But even if you don't look for them, you still meet them. So there's always a chance for you to do good. There's always a chance for you to do good. It's very important to understand that. And so the benefits, the benefits is something that I'm just going to mention just in a minute. And so I also said that it's not impossible to apply hospitality towards a human being. Right? I'm just, you know, doing an exclamation on that one. Benefits. Yes, there are benefits when it comes to being hospitable or to apply hospitality towards someone. There is definitely benefits, and one of the benefits is, because I got few on my list, and it will drive your creativity. Why do I say creativity? Oh, what is written creativity? Creativity is all about, you know, the things you can do. We're talking about art. And art is something that is really rich, is so rich. Art is expressed in so many ways. Creativity, be able to create things, but to create things in your mind, but be able to apply it on the paper. I mean, being creative in you know, by creating a dress, by singing, it's just, you can be creative in so many levels. It's mad how creative you can be. But by being hospitable, it drives you to it. Why? Because you always want to do something else. You wanna develop something else. How else? It's like that question is, what else can I do? What is the next step? Not even the next step. What else can I do to help? You know, that is not out there already. And that is where your mind goes round and round and round, and boom, you have an idea. And you just, that's how creative you can be and become, because you want to do something good towards another human being. You want to keep on giving. You know, and it will really touch your hands, it will touch your eyes, it will just go above and beyond and within your soul, and it will change you for the better. It cannot change you for the worse. But you seeing what is happening around the world, I mean, all the bad things that's happening, it can saddens your heart, but it will not keep you there, because something is going to touch you within you in order for you to wanting to do good, to do better, to do what others are not doing. Honestly, you know, it promotes good health. It just promotes good health. You want to do good to someone. I mean, you probably look at yourself and how you live. Someone else is you know, you're always in a place where you're, I don't know, you're eating junk food every day. I'm just giving an example right now. You know, you eat junk food every day. McDo or whatever it is, KFC. It's good to eat, but sometimes, you know, we do exceed the limit sometimes, and it's not good for your health. But then the thing is, we don't calculate how much we spend on those junk foods, right? We don't calculate. We just spend because we have it. But thinking about someone who don't have that KFC or even bread, you think twice before trashing food in the bin. You think twice before going and buy, because you know, you just want to live in the right way. You just want to do things the right way, you know. It's an adaptable, universal experience. It changes you. Being hospitable towards others changes your way of being. It changes your mindset. It changes the way you receive. It changes the way you give. It changes everything. It changes everything. Sarah Dolce also said that over 40%, 40% of people are satisfied customers, but do not return to their business. So that's the question. It's like, why? Why do they don't return back to where it was so amazing, it was so beautiful, it was so, you know, they were so satisfied? I mean, why? And that the answer is simply because the people who put, you know, who exerced, who practiced hospitality towards those customers, they just only did it because it is their duty. They didn't pour out a heart. It was not genuine. It's like robot. A robot can never have feelings. It's going to do exactly what it asks to do, but there's never ever going to be feelings. You can, if you have an iPhone and, you know, you speak to Siri right now, you ask him all the question in the world, he'll probably going to answer back to you. But if you ask for a hug, probably going to give you a definition of hug, but not going to hug you. Right? Right. And that is just a phone. So even if it was a you know, a real robot right now next to me and I ask for a hug, the feeling would never be the same as me physically hugging a human being. Because when I hug a human being, I can hear the heartbeat. I can feel, you know, how warm they are because of that body temperature. I can smell, you know, how they smell, you know, their skin, perfume, whatever it is. Like, I can really touch their hair, I can touch their back because I'm hugging this person. This is, you know, but it's sad how many people around the world do behave like robot towards a human being, towards human beings, you know, and that is really sad. Hospitality is one of the most secure industry. Well, for those who are in a business, yes, you know, because it always generate money. You can't go wrong. You know, many hotels did close, you know, during the pandemic. But do you know how many people were sad when it comes to that? Because sometimes, like, you're at home, but you just feel like, hey, let me book a hotel just to spend time in the spot, you know, and jacuzzi and all those kind of places. So yeah, it's like that feeling, the feeling, you know, of going to a place where people do show you hospitality, who can show you hospitality, you know. Apart from that, is that you can sample the finest things in life when you are when you are hospitable or you're exerting hospitality towards someone. Never, ever, never forget that. It doesn't always feel like it's work. And it's true. When you decide today to go to a different country, or I don't know, you decide to just go and fly somewhere because, it's probably will work. But at the same time, it's to do good to someone. You will not feel like it's work because it comes from the heart. It comes from a place where other people, they were probably going to be, I don't know, feeling some type of way about it. But you, because you are different, it's just it's not going to feel like it's work. It will probably feel like it's, vacation, right? So it's crazy how much there are so much benefits into doing good to someone. You can change the life of someone. That person or that child who didn't know where they are and don't even know where they are or don't even have a future, but by you coming and helping them and even giving that £1 or that £10, regardless, can change that person's future. Can definitely do that. Communication and skills before we, because we're heading towards the end of the show. Skills to have when it comes to being hospitable or exerting hospitality. These are very important because we do welcome people in our home. And then if you are the kind of person that where you welcome someone in your home and you cannot even give them a glass of water, well, you need to start checking yourself. Really start checking yourself and ask yourself what kind of heart you are or what kind of heart, you have. Communication and interpersonal skills is something to have. If you welcome someone at home, whether it is your sister, your brother, your auntie, your dad, your mom, your brother, and you can't even seem to communicate with them, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Come on, speak a little bit. Even though you're a kind of shy person, you don't like to go out and blah, blah, blah. You can give me all the excuses in the world. You need to communicate when you welcome someone at home, or even when you go somewhere and they welcomed you. You can't stay still. You need to communicate. Interpersonal is important. Try to communicate by exchanging words, by exchanging, a thought. You don't know what can be created, in that instant. You don't know what can come out of that discussion. Is important. Teamwork. Why am I saying teamwork? Because in case if you are a family and there is more than one person in the house, between you two, it is important to work in a team in order to make this guest feel welcome. Whether it's in the church, you just welcome this person for the first time. Let's everyone come together and welcome this lady or welcome this man. It can't not just be one person. No, that person is going to feel like, okay, there's only one person who likes me in this place. No, let it be the whole congregation. Let it be the whole community to welcome this man, this woman, this child in. Attention to details. Because these are very, very important. There are in some cultures, the person cannot, how do I say this? Can probably not enter in a house with the shoes, for example. Maybe you can be spontaneous enough to say, hey, can I help you maybe to take your shoes off? These kind of things are the husbands, they love that. And the wives, when they come back from work and they're very tired and you just sit down in a chair, they've been on their shoe for the whole day. And sometimes you just want someone to take off your shoe or to take off whatever you've been wearing for the whole day. That is showing hospitality towards someone. You're a wife. It doesn't mean because you're new or old in the marriage that you should stop. Showing hospitality to someone, it really goes a long way. Your husband can find, a gift on the roads and buy that for you. Why? Because you show hospitality. Your mom can buy you what you probably been asking for only because you were showing hospitality towards her. By, I don't know, doing something that will probably shock her, hospitality. We talk about being creative and listening. Listening, it goes also with pay attention. Paying attention, listening. Open your ears when it comes to being by showing hospitality. Open your ears by listening. You don't know someone's heartbeat. It takes only this person to open up for you to understand what this person is going through. But if you can't listen while this person is in your house or even on the phone, then, my dear, you need to change. Change your way. Change your way. Show hospitality. Show hospitality. And there's so many ways to do it. There's so many ways to do it. Organize yourself when it comes to showing hospitality. You can still organize it. There's organization, yes, in being hospitable. How to serve, how to serve a guest. You just don't serve them in some way. I don't know. There's so many ways to welcome someone and make them feel at ease at your house. You can be a pastor, but sometimes you don't know how to welcome someone in your house. You're an artist. You're someone that is so famous, but somehow you don't know how to welcome someone in your house. You don't know who you are inviting, whether it's an angel that you're inviting at your house. You don't know what kind of opportunity that you're opening, while you're welcoming this person in your house. You don't know what kind of door you are closing by not showing hospitality to someone. You don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. When you can't seem to do good to someone. Please, this is what I want to make you understand, is that you can open heaven. You can make God open heaven for you. Why showing hospitality? Why showing hospitality? Open your heart and try to give. Open your heart in the little things that you have. Show hospitality to someone that you don't know. I saw this advert the other day. It was not even an advert. It was a picture. It says a hug for free. Because people don't even give hugs no more. I'm gonna do that one day. I'm just gonna be standing on the street with my PAN card and say, hug for free, but please donate for Goma. I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of hugs, but also a lot of money for Goma. So it's really what I want you to understand. Being enthusiastic when you welcome someone, regardless where he is, regardless where you're finding yourself in the world. Show love. By showing love, it's not just saying, oh, I have love in my heart, I love that person, but your face is always screwed up, it's like you want to beat someone. No, that's not how it goes. Let me show you my teeth. Even my teeth are crooked, or I don't know how I feel, but let me show you my teeth and say, girl, I'm so happy to have you. I'm so happy to have you in my house. You're a blessing for me, because you don't know who this person is. So many people have welcomed Jesus. If you're a Christian, you've welcomed Jesus in your house. If you're someone who don't believe, you don't know still who you have welcomed, kind of opportunity you have welcomed, or what kind of opportunity you have missed by just doing the opposite of hospitality. And that's what really I want you to understand. Thank you so much for every single one of you who connected and to make this evening special. I love to thank, because you guys are the real star. But before I go, I just want to make you understand that we have a charity, and this charity is called Mylene Mudiai Foundation. This foundation is currently based in Goma, so Congo DRC, Goma, where a lot of things is happening. A lot of children who have no parents, orphans. There's widows. There are men who have lost their wives. I mean, a situation really tragic situation that's happening in Goma, of course, around the world. But right now, the foundation, Mylene Mudia, is trying to raise money in order to come in need to all these people. Even when it comes to, you just don't have money, but you have clothing. We are collecting money. We are collecting clothing, you know, from now to December in order to shift what we have or what we have collected. So from now to then to Goma. The money that you feel like, hey, let me trash it away, you can still give that to the charity. And there is a GoFundMe link that is on my page, GRACIA SUSUZANDE, and it's also on the page of Apostle Mylene Mudia, or also Mylene Mudia Foundation page. You can find it in those 3 pages. If you're on my Instagram, you can also find it on my Instagram. I am gracia.sucredor. It's literally on my bio. And then there's also Loyembo Yasika platform, where it's all about charity in order to help. We here on earth to support one another. You need to understand that you are a fountain. That the water is literally, you know, coming out, but it's not just pouring upon you, but it's pouring over you, and it's going across the world, across the nation, across the cities. But you need to understand about, if as soon as you understand, you won't close your heart anymore. So let's give with what we have. So the amount of money starts from £10 up. So if you have that £10 and it's just sitting there in your account, please do donate from £10 up, £50, £20. People are giving. People are really giving. Myself, I have already give, but I will not stop. I will continue to give in order to help someone who really needs it. And there's other charity as Haiti. There's one in Ivory Coast. There's another one in Cameroon. I mean, it's really connect yourself. Connect yourself with what you have, right? So we have come to the end of the show, and I really want to say thank you once more for being so many to connect. I mean, today I had a large public, and I'm sure this is not going to be the last time. Please do continue to connect in order for someone to receive and to understand really that light that can shape and change their life also. All right, it was Gracia SUSUZANDE, your host of ETINCELLE, and bye-bye for now. Love you. Bye.